Sarah Schreiber. First of all, I got to tell you, I'm so...
All,
yes,
we
need a hug
I'm not
first.
going to stand here professionally. Let's chit-chat. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so a lot of people don't probably know this, but you and I actually go way back, kind of to like the start of my hosting career. I know you were already kicking butt.
Please, the start of your hosting career, you were fired up, you were energized, and you always had what it takes from there. We were on red carpets in LA together.
No, I can't believe it. It's like I go back and I remember some of the events where you and I were together, and it's just so crazy how, like, you know, now years have gone by. You're killing it in WWE, and you know, I'm here, and now we're here together. You know,
we're in Vegas. We went from LA to Vegas. We've seen each other at different shows, at live events, and all of it. Yeah. Otherwise, I see you on social media. I see you on Twitter. I see you doing it. You're doing awesome.
Thank you, Sarah. Like, you're always one of the people that I love to chat with. So I want to start off by asking, you know, when this big moment came for you, this shift in your career to, like we said, leave those red carpets, but move on, you know, to WWE programming. And we know how big of a company, you know, WWE is, you know, what a monster it is in terms of like the amount of television shows. And you are there in the forefront. You are the person that I turn on my TV and I see you there asking all the questions. How did this opportunity come about for you? And what has the last couple of years been like for you?
Oh, has it been years? It feels like in a blink of an eye, because we always talk about there's like no off season here, and I'm gonna be in Vegas to San Diego to Arizona and then back to Florida, and last week it was South Dakota, Nebraska, Montana, Colorado, and I'm like, okay. And then we're gonna be, you know, the Clash at in Cardiff in September. It's a Clash at the Castle. It's just, you just don't know what's up and down, but thrilling and exciting, and one of the most fulfilling jobs I've ever had in my life. I'm so proud to work with WWE and work alongside all of the incredible talent. The superstars are an inspiration to me. I was the only girl always at pay-per-view events watching with my brother. I was that girl. I'm sure you know it. That's when you would call in and we all go to one house to watch it at the pay-per-view event, and now premium live events, as we know, on Peacock. But I came from theater, so I was a theater girl. And but when the music hit, one of the most theatrical experiences, Rumble, we hear the music. And so for me, as someone that connected with music and theatrics, I'm like, oh, this is a stage. This is a performance. And these are people that are putting their bodies out there, and they're just like theater, on the road all the time, and performance and charismatic and super passionate and love what they do. So it was actually a natural flow for me when I did theater, I did acting, I did TV, and then I did hosting, and then connected the dots with WWE. And it was one of those things I said to you, you think you know your story in your journey of life, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's a dream, but it's a reality. And that's how I feel every day working with WWE.
And you're so good, you know, just every single time you just get there, you're so sharp, you nail everything that you have to do. So I want to ask you, because, you know, it is one thing to be here and, you know, doing like a pre-recorded interview, and then there's another thing to be live, and not just live, also like backstage, but also, you know, you've had many opportunities where you're out there and, you know, you're, you know, talking to the crowd. What is the experience like being able to do television at that level?
Well, you know, adrenaline, excitement. And that's what I even go back to with live performance in general. And this is sports entertainment. That's what it's all about. I think you could see it. I was talking to Bianca Belair about her first audition, and she said, I did it in front of a live audience. Her first tryout with WWE, and she said, she just knew it was what she wanted and what she loved. And there's nothing like it, right? You know, when we've worked and when you've, I'm sure, done live TV or what live performance, it's that kind of energy that you're like, oh gosh, there's nerves. But then when you do it, that you just want to talk about it. And there's a different type of fulfillment and energy to that kind of performance that is exciting and thrilling and nerve-wracking. But yeah, it keeps you on your toes.
All of those things, and I think keeping you on your toes is such a good thing to mention, because not only are you like working at such a fast pace where, you know, where the landscape changes, things change, but also you're traveling and you're tired, and, you know, just all of those things combined into one. So Sarah, I do want to ask you,
coffee, lots of coffee.
Exactly. I do want to ask you, Sarah, now that you've started working with WWE and you've had this lifestyle, how would you say that it has changed your life?
Well, I'll tell you this. My fiance is in Colorado and I'm in Florida, and he has the dog. So that's if we really want to talk about life. I make sure to visit every 2 weeks, and it actually makes it out good because, well, I had a layover in Denver coming to Vegas, and it actually did make me sad because he was an hour from the airport, or 40 minutes. But it changed my life because I've seen the world. I've met so many people, and I when we talk to children, when we do all these WWE community events, they always ask, like, what's your advice? I'm like, say yes to opportunity, because you have to, all the different opportunities make you your life, and there's going to be multiple chapters, but it's about doing it and seeing it, and that's what life's about. It's about living it. And well, I finally saw Mount Rushmore, and that I never knew, because we usually go to Sioux Falls, and we were in a different area of South Dakota, and I was like, oh, that's a half hour away. I got Mount Rushmore. I was thinking about Grand Canyon. It's a little hot right now, and it's 4 hours, and we got the show tomorrow. So I'm checking off national monuments. So.
And that's the thing, like you mentioned, like, saying yes to things and always be open to opportunity. I remember before you got with WWE, you were out traveling, you were also doing the shopping network stuff. You were doing like stuff with, I think it was like diamonds or something.
Oh, yes, I did jewelry. I traveled to India and the UK to learn about gemstones, and that was stuff where. That was actually, I feel like, Patricia Schreiber, my mother. I was that kid where mom always had, like, now it's like the modern day Amazon, but mom was always having home shopping network packages. And that wasn't like, just like I talk about with my brother with WWE, my mom was HSN obsessed, but that was something that was kept you on your toes. And that was live, it was live performance again. And that's the stuff that I guess I love and dream, and what excites me, right?
Exactly. Now, I do want to ask you because, you mentioned making a lot of new friends and, forming all of these relationships with people and so many people. Yeah, let's get to it. Like, I want to know, who are some of your friends backstage? Let's find out.
She might be a supervillain right now, or almost a supervillain, but I love her. I would say I'm like her Lois Lane, because they're the superhero superstars. I'm always there for the interviews. No, she's one of my best friends, and I'm grateful to have her on the road with me every day, all the time. And if not, social media, Twitter, texting her at all times, making sure it's okay. But everybody, the women's locker room is spectacular. I mean, these are people that inspire me to be a strong woman, and not only me, my nieces and all the little girls out there, are all of us still growing up and everything.
Exactly, Exactly. I love it. And I do want to ask you, too, because you mentioned, the women's locker room and all of that. What has it been like to, be surrounded by all of these women that are doing such great things? You have Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, you have Bianca Belair, just so much of these, like, incredible women. What's it been like to be surrounded by them? And what's the relationship like?
Deep lunges. I gotta work out more. They inspire me to do push-ups. Oh my gosh, I got a lot more of the arm motion for our microphones. I've been, to eat healthy, but also, like, no one gets it till you're in it, right? No one knows your world unless they're in the world to truly. So we all lean on each other. Communication is wonderful, but it is something. It's a sisterhood, for sure, because no one knows what it's like to be on the road all the time, and and making sacrifices, right? Whether it is my fiance currently in Colorado, but you make it work, right? And that's what it's about. It's a hustle. They're resilient. They're strong, and I think that's what it's all about, is having a great team around you, and we have that.
I love it. And my last question to you is, because I do want to ask you, because, we're talking about strong women and all of that. We have our brand new interim CEO in Stephanie McMahon. So I do want to ask, what your experience has been like, working with her and, having her in this position.
She is spectacular. She is one of a kind. Nothing but the highest regards for Stephanie. She as a mother, as a wife, and now look at her, I work a lot with the WWE community team, and I know that's something that she has a lot of pride and love and for me, I just look up to her in every kind of way. I am so grateful to have her as a female leader with WWE.
I love it. Sarah, it was so awesome to chat with you here today. And have fun in Vegas. Enjoy Money in the Bank.
Vegas.
And, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last time that we see each other.
No, absolutely not. You did
beautiful job. Sarah. Thank you so much. Thank you.